Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I started to wonder maybe the community is just a little bit too hard on the loyal subjects with their mask line and all the massive issues that plague every vehicle now. Every single one. I actually, since I don't have any, of course, I just hear what everyone says and see what everyone shows. And even the Condor has some silly issues, and most of it doesn't even match what it's doing in this picture with wings up and rotors up and all of that. Well, the Rhino is correct, though. You probably have your grill popped out 90% of the time. Some people in the community have actually taken it upon themselves to defend the loyal subjects. These are people that I will label defenders. They're fans defending this, even if it's not as good as it should be. And to me, I think they're between 40 and 50% overpriced. But of course, I mean, who do I know? Well, I know a lot of people, but who am I to know about pricing of toys? Well, I'm a consumer. I buy a lot of stuff that's similar. I was excited for this too. I mean, I still am hoping Wave 2 fixes itself, fixes some of these issues. Hopefully we get something with Wave 2 that works out. But with that, there are more options out there. I'm just saying, well, let's get into talking about all this. Coming up. All right, so this is the first comment I hear Defander say. We wanted the box anyway, and that's all we really wanted. Well, that's actually my comment before all of this. And I thought they were going to be more reasonably priced, and I ordered the bundle just because I was like, whatever, I guess I'll get it. And then I ordered a Condor and a Thunderhawk because I really did want to see the new box. And they look very retro. It's going to look nice on a shelf. And in all reality, these boxes probably will look better than my original ones that I have, because mine have a lot more wear and tear over 40 years. And I got them as cheap as I could versus brand new ones of these. But at the same time, though, they are a bit overpriced. What's in the box isn't all that great. But I decided to even cancel those last two simply because of the fact that I think I'm going to get them 70% off clearance down the road. And I will pick them up. Mostly for the box. So this is one of my points. I do agree with this one. And I also have to say that you see where it says mobile defense unit. I understand that used to be, that's writing, it was in small writing on the original box. That's my understanding why they went with that way. Same thing with the mobile high-tech helicopter. That's small writing on the box. I guess I gotta go check my box and find out for sure. But that's what people are saying, Defenders. But I will also say this. The fact that I couldn't get what I really wanted from the boxes, and yeah, that's part of why I canceled. I went and just bought vintage ones. And I bought vintage ones while everyone was so hyped for this and putting all their money towards this. And the other, Recolors and all the 3 different versions of Rhino and all that. They're putting their money towards that. I was putting my money towards vintage stuff at the time. Which now I'm glad I'm not trying to do it now, because it would be way more expensive right now because of people jumping ship from loyal subjects and buying vintage. And yes, that's a fact that's going on. The second, number 2, Defander comment is that they look great. And the chrome looks good, the plastic looks good, the vehicles look amazing on display. And I'm going to say this, I also agree with that one. So, did you think I was going to sit here and just bash the Defenders? They make great points. This is a great point. And I 100% agree with it. They look fantastic. This is a picture from MGo's video. And I want to point this out. Obviously, go to MGo's video and find out what all he had to say about this. But he did have several issues, and one issue he did not have. He said he lucked out. So, I'm not going to spoil any of his video here. But I want to say that this is one of the best pictures to showcase how good this looks. And great job, Imbigo, of course, as usual. But he does have quite a few issues. And he says he's just happy with them. He's kind of in that camp, though. And I'm not saying anything negative about Imgo, because I agree with it, too. He says that they look great, and he's going to be happy to have these on display. And anyway, past that, though, you can hear more of his issues and more of the stuff that he's got to say about this. The next comment, number 3, the Defander comment that these Defenders are saying about the loyal masks to stand up for him, the white knighting this thing, is the fact that we haven't had these in 40 years. It's been 40 years, so we finally get something. Well, I know what a lot of people are going to say in the comments, so please put them down below. Put triplicate. I know what you're going to say. I know exactly what you're going to say, because that's going to be comment number 4. But we haven't had them for 40 years. Okay, we haven't had them at retail in 40 years. They're still not at retail. I was expecting this to be so big that we'd be able to walk into Walmart and get them, at least in the electronics shop where they sell stuff and you only get 30-day returns. But at least getting to go to Walmart and get them, Target get them, someplace retail. Maybe we will see some collectible shops actually order some and get some. But really right now, the price is too high on them. It's been 40 years and it's still not back. It's still not really back. But we got 4 from the first wave. They're plagued with issues. I'll be picking them up on clearance and all that stuff. But it's been 40 years. Guess what? We've had some mass stuff in the past few years. Comment number 4 is that Ramen Toy is too big to fit in with your collection. And I disagree. I mean, I have them, so I know. And yes, they're like 10, 12% bigger. And to me, that's not that big of a deal. It doesn't bother me that much. It doesn't feel like it's too far outside of the realm of mask. I mean, I'm fine with it. But that's something Defanders say. The loyal subjects Defanders are like, well, we can't do ramen because of that. I mean, the other thing about ramen is they say it's priced higher, but you're going to get a much higher quality with it, and they are smaller runs. So, Mike, you're being a Ramen Toy Defander. Maybe I am. Would I much rather have higher price, higher quality? I'm okay with that. Would I want also the cheap remakes, kind of the cheap knockoffs that are coming? Well, these aren't cheap. So that's the problem. They are cheaper than ramen, but they're not at the price point, the affordable price point that I would have expected at this point. But anyhow, not much bigger. So the number 4, ramen's too big. I disagree with that. All right, so this is where it starts getting fun. So number 5, a Defander had said this, and I think a couple of people have also mentioned this, but since the fuel tanks are upside down on the Rhino, that later on down the road, years down the road, you can't confuse this with a vintage one. Or it's a good, easy telltale sign that this is not the Loyal Subjects one, which that's a whole nother slew of problems in the future, where people try to pass these off as the originals and try to charge ridiculous money, and then maybe just go get some vintage figures to put in it or something. But I didn't even think about that. That is a true statement, that a major screw up with tanks here will differentiate it easily for those who know about this and are trying to track down vintage only and not buy these. So that's a good point. It's actually a good point, but it's just bad to defend the fact that it's a major issue that there's no simple remedy to. So they're saying Kenner had the same issue. That's number 6 on the list here. Kenner had the same issues. No, they didn't. This is Kenner on the right, 40-year-old figure. This is from Kevin at Pegwarmers, who had a good video talking about tiger sharks earlier. And there's a brand new Loyal Subjects droopy rotor condor. So that kind of sucks. That's not Kenner. Kenner didn't have that issue. A 40-year-old Kenner still doesn't have that issue. And in fact, I've had, at one point, 17, 18 of these. None of them had that issue. And then we've got, this is Bobby at Bot vs. Con, which I've got an interesting picture of him to show too. The droopy wings here, I just went and popped 6 or 8. I'm not doing 6 or 7. I don't like that. 6 or 8 of mine, and all mine popped perfect. No issue. Perfectly. Now, again, I did procure better ones that I found throughout the last 15 years, but is it almost 20 now? But that's my own procuring of those. Still, they still work. These are brand new out the box and have these issues. The 7th Defander comment is just get some repros for the decals, bruh. Don't worry about that. Or was it Exacto Expertise? That's what the CEO said. We'll come into that too soon. So with all this, like, this is another picture I took from Imgo, so go check him out. But I want to say that, like, Imgo's really good at doing stuff like this. He's really good at this stuff, and his still looks pretty darn good for, you know, putting it all on. But he still had issues with it. So if he's having issues with it, you know, or is this? I don't know. Maybe this isn't Imgo's, but everyone seems to be having the same exact issues with these. Nobody had a flawless execution of the decals, and I know I wouldn't either. You're already way overpaying for it, and you got to buy repro decals. Hold up a second. If repro decals made for the vintage fit better than this, that's really sad. All right, so the next one that most of the Defanders defend are the prices. This is number 8 here. I feel like I'm going out of order. Number 8, inflation is the reason they're costing that much. Now, I will say this. I will help the Defanders out here just a little bit. This is the Condor price, by the way. Help you out a little bit. There's a lot more factors that are going into this. The number produced are smaller right now, currently, than what Kenner produced. And they were in retail stores everywhere versus just online sites, and obviously BBTS got to get a cut themselves, but technically they're more expensive if you go straight through loyal subjects. Anyway, none of this stuff makes sense. So I see price tags between $5 and $5.99 for Condor. I just looked at one that said $5.99, but I know I've seen them for $4.99 or $4.87 or something like that. I just call it $5 and me another buck on it, and it gets you up to like 17 or something. But they're charging $35 for this now, for what was $5 back in the day. Now, I do understand there's more issues, more factors, but most of the people just say it's inflation and write it off as inflation. But it's not inflation. It's not just inflation. There's a lot more to it than just that. And I will admit that there is a lot more to it. But come on. It's double inflation in some cases. That's kind of. Take a quick look at Thunderhawk. If we were to plug it in, I found the price tag. I do believe it was closer to like $11.99, but we'll go with the price tag I saw today, $13.97, and that makes it $41.80, which is I was kind of expecting it to be about a $35 to $40, maybe $39.99. So this is on point with what my expectations were for this line. And yes, I do understand all the factors I already said are in play. I'm just saying that people keep saying it's just inflation, and it's a lot more than that. And, well, you know, there's a certain percentage of greed. I think they're probably happy, though, that they massively overpriced them, because there's a much bigger buffer in there for now the, 40% of them getting returned, something like that, and then the rest just not selling. So, Rhino was originally around $30. So I saw $24.99s. I've seen some $29.99s. And here's one of the bigger problems for trying to find vintage prices. I understand some of the price tags are maybe euro or pound, and they don't translate to dollars. And I'm doing this in US dollars. So with all that, though, I'm just going to say 30, the highest price I've ever seen on a price tag for Rhino personally. And that would make it $89.76. So that'd be the price of the Switchblade rename, Switchblade high-tech helicopter, is what they're asking for the Rhino. But of course they're asking like $175 or something for a Rhino if you get a $5 Scott and T-Bob included. But yeah, that's number 8. They say it's all inflation. Number 9 on the list is that people love the Recolors. It's their favorite part about this, is that they get to have these in different colors, which I can see that. I guess I can see that. I see more complaints that they haven't gotten theirs yet. That's what I'm hearing. More people complaining they haven't gotten what they ordered, and they had to prepay for this, and they prepaid a bundle for the bundle. And I seriously passed on this. I mean, if you were to get this, the special edition bundle, and the original Rhino, which is everything they're producing so far, one of everything, you're looking at close to $1,000. And is it worth it? Not to me. I would either funnel even more than $1,000 into getting original boxes. But the one good thing about this is you probably won't see these on sale. Probably won't get these on a clearance deal. I have heard other people speculate that these are held up because they are addressing the quality issues. And so I will say this is another, maybe this will fall in a Defander statement, but people are saying that the hold up till February something on these getting delivered is because they're fixing it. I don't know if it's possible to have fixed it in December for a February release. I don't think that's possible. But that's what people are saying, and I'll let them defend it as much as they want. Now let's get into number 10. We won't get Wave 2. If all the evil people that got their stuff and had issues with it don't shut up about it, then evil fans that overpaid for these got substandard product. We won't get Wave 2. Now, that's probably pretty true. No, it's probably not true. They're probably still going forward with Wave 2. We probably won't get past Wave 2. if Wave 2 has all the same issues and it's exactly like this, I don't know if we'll see a Wave 3. We definitely won't see the figure packs, which I would love to see. I mean, and that's the thing. I don't hate on all this. I just know these are issues. We're addressing them, and then we move on. And I'm not out anything other than nothing, really. But I hope Wave 2's better, and I hope we get figure packs, and I hope we can see something come out of this. And a lot of people are really irritated about this. They're really kind of upset about what's happened, and a lot of people that have gotten Wave 1 said they're out on Wave 2. A lot of people on the sidelines, like myself, I never bought them. There's a lot of those people saying they're out. Defanders are still like, quit being so negative about it. We might not get Wave 2. This is business world. I mean, they're going to chase the money. If people are still going to spend the money on it, they're still going to make it. And I think they'll roll the dice on it one more time because they already paid for the license. So there's that. But let's get into some more stuff. I talked about this in the news, but this letter is really condescending and basically telling us we don't know what a QC issue is, that these issues are not QC issues. What are these issues then? Every single toy line, well, no, Kenner didn't have these issues. I've bought stuff that didn't have this level of issue myself. And are we not believing our lying eyes? Don't believe your lying eyes. Okay. So this is really condescending, saying that you should use an X-Acto knife to fix their errors. And a lot of people interpret that they knew about these issues and said, screw it, let's just roll with it. We don't got time. We don't got time to fix it, and we don't want to spend the money to fix it. It's kind of the impression people are left with after reading this letter. So with that, though, not a great look at all for loyal subjects, and does not instill any confidence whatsoever in the company. Now, this is Bob versus Con again. Oh, Bobby. I gotta say, he's probably one of the funniest people about this because he wants to work out so bad and it's not working out. And so two things. This is the response he got from, what was it, BBTS? Bot vs. Con. Go over, check them out. So this is the response that he got. And it doesn't sound like they're going above and beyond to fix this issue. And they understand everything's plagued with these issues. They sent it out, it's got the same issues. Doesn't sound like Loyal Subjects is doing anything for BBTS either, according to this. But even worse, Bobby said that he actually commented on some sort of live stream with Loyal Subjects, and they deleted his comment. Like, he asked a question or made a comment or something along those lines, and they deleted it straight live. That's ridiculous. He already paid the money for this. He's giving his input, and they don't even care. They don't even care. That's ridiculous. I mean, when I heard that, I still felt almost a little guilty making this video. Like, I'm pointing out all the negatives here. Not at all. I don't feel 1 ounce of guilt or remorse. This needs to come out. All this stuff needs to be discussed. All this stuff needs to be told. And this needs to be course corrected. Now, this is an image. I did not get this directly from Ramen Toy, so I don't even know if it's factual. So I'm saying, don't know if it's factual, but this is allegedly coming from Ramen Toy. So check Ramen Toy Facebook page for updates and all that kind of stuff. Amazing looking vehicle. I would kind of hope, I will say this, I wish we get like a retro style canopy also included. That's the only thing I say about this is, could we get a retro canopy included also, please? I'd pay an extra like $5, up the price $5. Everybody'd like an extra canopy. But I bet he's got some extra little gimmick where the canopy pops open too. That'd be interesting too, but figure a way to swap it out. Looks good. This is the Mobula. This thing is up for pre-order right now. I can't wait to get it. I'm gonna get mine from Gunamit, and I'll probably get it before anyone else. Get it from Gunamit, but I don't know. We'll see. Gunamit's been getting the action, the Transformers. They don't get as fast, but the action figures and the stuff like this, they've been nailing it. They've been shitting it out fast. So, TH support the reviewer at Gunamit and Show Z. But this looks amazing, and this matches the cartoon. The original toy did not. I did not. I did not hit her. Lisa. Okay. This one is just they're putting back out their going, but they're gonna make some improvements with it, and so I don't want to have to buy another one of these. You don't have to do anything in life, but they're gonna make a lot of improvements. Now, this is where some people do get like upset at Ramen Toy, like, oh, I bought the first one, and then now you're gonna make the best version ever. But that's what all companies do. And here I am, I'm a Defander, right? But I understand, like, I'm in that camp that bought everything right when it came out. Of course, I bought it at early bird pricing and considerably cheaper than this will be. But this will probably look better and make me want to get another one. So that's my only real issue here. That's my only problem. But it's going to look great. They're going to make some improvements. Revised seat sculpts, revised afterburner sculpts, revised wing cannon sculpts, revised rim sculpt, not pictured in the render just yet. And then blast and afterburner effects. So that's coming. All right, now homework assignment for everybody. Is there a Defander message out there that I missed? Because I tried to scour the lands for this. And yeah, lots of Defanders. A lot more than I expected. A lot of people saying they're perfectly happy with theirs, even though they have all the problems. These problems they're not QC issues because they were told by the CEO. But I'm curious what everybody else thinks about this. What are your thoughts on this? And do you think Defanders really should be defending it, or should they all be commenting? Because I personally believe BBTS believes that everyone's happy with it if they don't complain. Like, subscribe, to Hang Out.